and welcome to Is There Something in This, the podcast where I, Scott Dooley, and he, Jason Chatfield, get together and throw ideas around about cartoons that we do for the New Yorker magazine. I did
It only took you 10 episodes to get that right. Do you notice how I just stayed quiet?
Yeah, I know.
Didn't jump in.
That's unbelievable.
I'm very proud of myself and you.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Don't forget to rate and review.
That was perfect.
I feel good about that
Have
one.
you been practicing?
No, not really.
You napped.
I napped. I had a little nap before the show,
Yeah,
and
sober.
I am sober. And what else? I read one of the iTunes reviews, so
Oh,
I
you
got a
did?
bit of an idea as to what the show's about
See,
now.
I don't read them. What do they say?
They're quite nice.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
You know I don't read
No.
any.
Yeah, no, I look at them in the iTunes ones. Yeah, it's nice. It's people review, like,
That's fun.
yeah.
I saw, now, you took a nap because you stayed up to watch the Collingwood game.
I watched the Collingwood game after I got home
Yeah.
from meeting up with friend of the show, Illy.
Oh, yes. Very nice.
Yeah.
That's
so
great.
I was, so it was.
How is Illy
He's
going?
good. Yeah.
Did you get
he's
out
good.
or no?
No. We, I managed to dodge the bullet.
Funny.
Yeah. It was good fun.
Yeah.
Now, I have 1,000 questions for you.
Yeah.
Because you had a casino gig in the Poconos.
Pennsylvania.
The number one destination for people from the northern East Coast to cheat on their wives. It's the number one.
I literally asked the audience, all right, who in here? Have we got any birthdays in? Any anniversaries? Who's having an affair? And literally 3 people went, ooh.
No.
I swear to God.
Get the
I recorded it.
F out of here.
Yeah. And it was funny because this resort is a couple's resort. And when I walked in, checked in with the booker, and then the headliner came, Carol. She goes, I play this room maybe once a month. She goes, don't touch anything. She goes, you got a room, right? I'm like, yeah, we checked in. She's like, don't fucking touch anything. Get a black light. You have a black light?
Right. Oh.
It's like really,
It's a bit
really,
hedonism.
It is. It's like Caligula. There's a champagne glass jacuzzi in the suite. And I was wondering, like, who's getting in first? That's an awkward ladder climb to get into the jacuzzi.
What, like
it's literally a champagne glass champagne, not a thin champagne glass. You know those sort of.
I know
I'm
the
gonna
ones
call
you
them
mean.
Gatsby-esque.
Yeah.
There's a name for them. And they jacuzzi. But then you have drinks in there, and then you don't know how to get out. Someone's gonna have a fall. It's an insurance risk. The whole place.
So that sounds like it's like
It's horrible.
the owner bought a prop from some Marilyn Monroe film.
1,000%.
Didn't know what to do with it, and
Yep.
then it ended up going into the comic suite when he's performing.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. There's several suites now with it because it was so popular and sought after. So now they've been sourcing different ones from all over the place. So every suite has a different weird prop in it.
Really?
It's like a prop collection. And there's like love heart shaped tubs and weird shaped beds, mirrors on the roof. It's a whole thing. And there's
Sounds like
archery.
Shane Warne's house in my head. That's what I reckon Warnie's house
I
is like.
swear to God, I could have sworn I saw his photo on the wall.
Yeah,
the
you
signed
would've.
photo. Because
Yeah.
as you walk out, all the comedians have like the signed photos on the wall of like who's performed there.
Sure.
Like Jackie Mason and the guy who played Billy Bats in Goodfellas.
Oh,
He was
yeah,
on the- he's the guy
yeah.
with he just died recently.
Yeah.
his name? Anyway, and there's-
Frank Vincent.
Yeah. He's on the wall, and I'm like, I'm up here with some real royalty, and I could have sworn I saw Warnie's face up there, but it might have been another sportsman. It's the affair capital of Pennsylvania.
Yeah. It seems pretty gross.
And the show was huge. They did a sex quiz before the show.
Before the show?
Yeah.
What, as
This
in like a
DJ.
safe... Oh, good.
They did a quiz, and the audience yell answers out. What's another name for dick? Schlong. People yelling out answers to a quiz.
Oh, let me guess. They won drinks?
They won drinks,
There you
and
go.
all the drinks are criminally cheap. Just like $2 for a shot,
Yeah.
And
Sober people don't go, let's play the slots.
No, that's
why.
true.
Like you've
They just wanna
never
keep you there and
been
keep
in
you
the
drunk.
middle of the day and gone, I could really play the slots. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
Right, and what Aussie listeners should know is that they don't have pokies in every bar here. It's like there's only certain like Indian Native American reservations and like Nevada and whatever. They have areas you can gamble in America.
And to our American listeners, in predominantly New South Wales, which is the state in which Sydney is, not the capital city. Little fun fact for you. Not the capital of Australia.
Now you're doing your own sex quiz.
Yeah.
All right.
So, in the bars in New South Wales, there are slot machines everywhere.
Yes.
There are more slot machines per capita in New South Wales than there are in Nevada.
Nevada, yes. That's insane, by the way.
Can
you
That's a
imagine?
sad... And I don't know if you've been to Las Vegas.
Many
There are
times,
slots.
yes.
There are slots at the airport.
There's slots everywhere. As you get off the plane, at your gate, there are slots.
Yeah.
It's impossible to walk anywhere without. There's slots in the bathroom.
Yeah.
There's slots in the shower. You can use the slots.
Yeah.
There's nowhere there aren't slots.
Yeah.
I'm saying slots, by the way. My accent is
Yeah.
a little weird. But so at these casino gigs, they pay very well, but you get up there. I was hosting this time. I thought it was featuring.
Sure.
You do 25 up top, and it's a beautiful, big showroom.
What do you do? A bit of crowd work?
Bit of crowd,
Yeah.
sure. You do maybe a lot of crowd, actually, because, everyone in the room's really, they've just been yelled at and they're drunk and they've just done a fucking sex quiz.
Yeah.
So, they're
And
not
so
in-
you're like, hey, now where's the girl that can spell chlamydia?
Yeah.
How do you know that, love? A bit of that word?
G'day, Brittany.
Yeah, there you go.
And a lot of these are Hail Mary trips just to save the marriage, just a last bastion. Just let's give it one more try.
Yeah.
So,
Or in your case, to chip away at the marriage that you do have by taking
I
your
brought
wife.
Sophie.
Yeah.
I did bring Sophie with me. She hated it. No, I mean, she loved coming along, but she hated the place.
Oh, no, but I think I get the impression I think Sophie and I are similar in as much as we take a perverse pleasure. I love things that I hate.
She was making notes.
Yeah.
She wrote a song about it.
Great.
She literally wrote a song. And the great thing is Sophie...
That's funny because casino doesn't rhyme with the word depression. But I don't know. She'll make it work.
It was one of those things where, because she used to do comedy and that's how we met, she will look at my act very she can look at it very objectively and go, oh, you need to cut this, you need to change this. And I did a bunch of new stuff in there as well that I had written that day as well, as we were driving up. So there was a lot that she's like, oh, yeah, no, that worked, but you need to cut
really
that
respecting
end bit.
that theatre audience by trying some new shit out.
I didn't even couch it in old. I just tried it.
Just tried it.
What was it going to happen? Well,
Yeah.
they get booked again.
Yeah.
But it's this beautiful big showroom, like a huge theatre-y thing, big stage, definitely a strip club. But, it worked, and it was. They were actually they ended up being a really great audience.
Good fun.
Yeah, and then there was a woman in the front with a Yankees gear on, and because I do a bit of crowd work asking, have anyone got any allergies? What are your allergies? Everyone's got allergies. People are shouting out allergies. I go, what about you, ma'am? You're wearing a Yankees top. What are you allergic to? Winning? Got booed in Pennsylvania. I'm like, I'm busted balls. I'm a Yankee fan. What are you, nuts? They didn't do well that week. I was just being a big, So
Right.
I said, what are you allergic to? Winning and the booze. You've never heard booze like this. Crazy.
I've never heard booze. I'm very good. But I mean, I'm sure you've got a lot to compare.
Right, mate. We've all got stuff going on. Yeah, anyway, so I got back
such
in one piece.
That's such a weird thing to me
Yeah.
that someone would be so incensed by that joke that
Right.
you'd boo.
Oh, not one, dozens. There were hundreds of people at this gig. It was massive.
That's crazy.
And then I laughed at them booing, and they were like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
all right.
That is.
Yeah.
And so the casino was the casino. What's the casino like?
It wasn't really a casino. I mean, it was a resort. There are several of these. They're called, there's one in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, the Mohegan Sun. It's the Pocono Palace, Pocono Cove. They're all just these Pocono resorts that are basically just things that keep you there, keep you drunk. There's archery, there's golf, there's drinking and archery.
Two good things.
Classic. There's a big old games room with pool tables and stuff, and then there's a show. There's always a show. It's like a cruise ship that doesn't go anywhere. That's what it is.
Right. Okay.
giant-
Oh,
does
right.
that
Yeah. No.
illustrate
That's
to
I
you?
know exactly where you are.
That's
right
exactly, yeah. And there's a cruise director. There's a whole,
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a DJ.
Now,
Yeah.
my only knowledge of cruise ships is the Love Boat. So, was there a jewel thief?
It was.
There's
It
always
was captured.
the amount of jewel thieves that would find themselves kind of rubbing shoulders with Vinnie Barbarino and Marsha Brady.
Yep.
They're always the weird guest stars.
Yeah, there was a quippy
Yeah.
little bartender and there was a whole cast of characters. And I learned their names because one of those things that I remember reading that Joan Rivers always said, remember all the bookers' names on the way up because you're going to need them on the way down.
Yeah.
But you learn everyone's name because when you go back again, they're there. They don't leave
Yeah,
these
right.
jobs. They're lifers. So you come back and you book them again and you're like, oh yeah, here's Carol and here's Leaf.
Yeah.
Give us a whiskey there, Darren. It's great. It's fun. They're good people. I like
And you were
them.
just there overnight?
Yeah, just did a one-nighter. Usually it's a two-nighter, but it was just a Friday. Get in, get out. Yeah.
Half your luck.
Half my luck, right? Yeah. Came home and watched Sophie's gig last night, and it was way better. She has fans, you see. She has people that come and see her play.
Sure.
They clap.
Yeah.
She gets tips.
Nah.
She's
I
she's
can't
doing
relate
way
to
better.
that on any level.
Anyway, so have we got some ideas for this week?
I've
How have you been going?
I'm a bit thin this week.
Okay.
I had a couple. Ashika has been watching Grey's Anatomy. Have you ever watched this?
In its 27th season, as Adam Richard told me this
yeah,
week.
it's something. It's still they're
Yeah,
making
it's
it.
as long as The Simpsons nearly.
It's like
Yeah.
It
just keeps going.
I think it's just gonna turn into like, okay, we're filming it in Mexico now and it's Spanish
Yeah.
now.
It's a Bold and the
And
Beautiful.
you're like, oh, it's Screech from Saved, but like they're just getting.
That's great.
Yeah.
Screech on Grey's Anatomy. Well, here's the thing. The hospital show and the cop show are perfect because you can always have guest stars. So the union loves them. And you can just book you can
And
write
you
a
can
show.
kill them off, and it's not like that was
Precisely.
weird.
Yeah. So
Not
you
like Friday Night Lights, where you can't just say, all right, Landry's having a car crash. You just got to keep these kids.
It's it, and it's perfect. The crisis, there's a guest star. It's always a guest star of something, and then they die, or they come in and get saved in a Hail Mary surgery. It's great. It's good. It's very addictive.
The
TV.
guest stars, we're at the point, like I haven't really been watching, so I've kind of
Yeah.
come in at season 7.
Oh, you're not missing.
I've
anything,
picked it up.
Catherine Heigl.
I've picked it up like that. Like,
Yeah, okay.
No, I haven't had one like, oh, who's that person? Oh, are they together?
Doesn't matter.
I can just tell. You just it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
But when I started kind of like paying attention, this was the thing that was just on in the corner when I was walking through the room.
White noise.
The guest stars were like, oh, Tom Selleck was in a plane crash.
Really?
And
Tom
now,
Selleck?
And now it's like the guest stars have really dropped off.
Wow. Well, that's the thing. These
It's
are
like,
the.
it's like, the runner-up from Idol lost a toe.
That's literally
Like,
what they do. They're
Yeah.
like, they go to their agent, they go, I can't book anything. Will you do America's Got Talent? No. What else you got? Grey's Anatomy?
Great.
All right,
Yeah,
do
it's
Grey's
fine.
Anatomy.
Yeah.
A 2 episode? Nah, you're
Yeah,
on the. All
yeah.
right, I'll take it.
You're the world's fattest man's wife. Okay, fine then.
That's it. It's
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
but it's very watchable.
So I've got
Yeah.
a few surgeon jokes.
Okay, great. I love it. Love a surgeon joke.
So this is quite a Gary Larson take. I'm not married to this.
Okay,
I'm not married to this caption.
Okay.
But I just thought I'd throw it out there as an idea.
Yeah, okay.
It's a surgeon next to, like, in the operating theatre.
Yeah.
Kind of hands up, like, not like I don't know, but just like flummoxed, like just kind of flummoxed. And the caption I've got so far is, though she'd long denied its existence, Dr. Wilkie finally had to accept the truth. She had surgeon's block.
Oh my God.
Because I don't understand why writers are always the ones that are like, oh, I got writer's block,
Yeah.
I can't do it. No one else gets this bullshit, like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm just not inspired today.
Writer's block. Yeah. I love how writerly you've also made the caption.
That's kind of what I
Right.
thought.
That's
But,
kind of the joke, I guess.
but
As well. So it adds to the joke. But it is one of those things where maybe everyone else is just looking at the surgeon, just going, what do you mean?
Yeah,
what are you
yeah,
doing?
yeah,
We've got the
yeah,
clips
yeah.
open,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
open chest.
yeah, the open chest,
Yeah.
and to be like,
Right.
I just don't,
I
don't
think
know where
Tom
to
Chaney
start.
does a lot of good. I don't know if you follow Tom Chaney on anything, but he's very, very funny at those kind of life or death situation, doctors, surgeons, that sort of thing, and just totally wrong stuff they could never run in the New Yorker.
So
Really rude
I've got
shit.
another one, which is the surgeons all there working feverishly. You know,
Yeah.
like in MASH, where there's kind of 5 people on
Yep,
them
yep.
and stuff. And one of them is just saying, "This is so gross." That's my
like
one
that.
I prefer. Yeah,
I like that very much. I prefer that because I love a nice little.
It's very
snippy,
I don't
quick-
even think it needs so. Like, this is gross.
I know. I think so gross is funnier. I think so. Really,
gross. It kind of makes it
pulls its
more
weight.
teenagey. Yeah,
Every
yeah.
word in that gag does. Pulls
Yeah,
its weight.
it's doing a bit
It's
of.
just so gross, and it shouldn't even be like a teenager. It should just be like a regular, like like an adult surgeon saying it.
Totally. Oh, no,
It has to be
absolutely. No, it's not
incongruous
Doogie
with-
Howser. Yeah,
it can't
yeah.
look like someone who would
No,
usually
no, no.
say,
It's a real
"This
Dave
is so
Berg doctor.
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah,
I love
yeah.
Dave Berg.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that very much.
Surgeon's block. I think there's something there, but maybe
Yeah.
not. Maybe it's not a surgeon. If it's bricklayer's block or
How about this? What if it's the nurse coming out of the surgery room to the hands kind of clasp the part and just go, what's the I'm afraid he's got surgeon's block. Or just something so like, what? Or the person like, what do you mean he's got surgeon's block?
that's closer.
Maybe that's where. It's something that, it's been implied that breaking the bad news to the wife. I'm afraid.
Yeah.
He's got what's
Is it a surgeon though? Like, is there anything else that could have like?
surgeon's block isn't a thing? Or can we
Surgeons-
relate it to writer's block? Because you know that like some of the great writers like Stephen King and the big prolific novelists will always say there's no such thing as writer's block. It's just a thing that lazy writers invented. They say that. There's in the masterclass, the writing masterclass, I can't remember the guy who's written for 10 million airport novels. He says, writer's block isn't a thing. It's something lazy writers just came up with on the back of, just to excuse their tardiness and needing to extend deadlines. And if we can tie in that to the surgeon's block thing, there's no such thing as surgeon's block. Lazy surgeons just made that up to excuse their laziness.
That's pretty funny.
Something like that, just tying
Yeah,
it directly,
yeah.
mapping it onto that.
Yeah. I do like it. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe we're just a bit like
Because there's a lot of writers that read the New Yorker, obviously. But
shipping.
is it surgeon's block, shipping?
Yeah, like
Ship captain's block?
Captain's block.
What's ship captain's block?
I don't
You
know.
just can't press the.
Yeah.
It's a pirate's block.
Pirates
he just doesn't know.
block. Footballers block. Like I don't know. Like
Yeah, something block. Something. I mean, I like surgeon's block because
surgeon's
it's so
block because
life and
it's
death.
so life and death.
Pilot's block,
Pilot's block.
but he's already in the air.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pilot.
I think I've got pilot's block,
I've
man.
got pilot's block. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking.
Or if it's just
Bad
floating,
news.
the plane is just floating.
yeah. Oh, what happened? I got
Yeah,
pilot's
I got
block.
pilot's block.
There's no such thing as pilot's block.
Yeah,
Let's dance around it. Let's
I
see.
think there's something that
I love it. Good.
this one's very silly.
Okay.
Super silly.
Okay.
And it kind of needs a bit of massaging.
Okay.
But a centipede at a doctor, and the doctor's saying, you've got to take at least 1 million steps a day.
Funny.
It's kind of stupid, right?
Now-
or the other one was running, like wearing the fuck out of a Fitbit.
Yeah. Now, I think, as you say that, I think I may have seen
It's
a
been done?
centipede Fitbit gag.
Right.
Steps, because as soon as you think 10,000 steps a
Yeah,
day,
yeah.
Millipede to do that when he gets out of bed.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
There is something about that. Millipede has Millipede has 100,000, because it's called a millipede, but it doesn't have 1 million legs. It's a millipede, but it has something like 10,000 legs, and then a centipede has 100,000 legs. There's like
They don't have 100,000
well, not
legs.
100,000 legs. I just mean like it has like it's 100 legs.
One leg
versus
for
1,000
every
legs.
person at the grand final.
Yum. It's one of those things that I remember reading about as a kid, going 4.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
It was 4 worthy.
Yeah, yeah.
But I can't remember what it is.
well,
Call
it's already
in.
been done.
I think it's definitely been
Oh,
done.
well,
But
it's moot. Well, we had a joke where I was like, I think we were just having a beer, and
Hmm.
it was like, oh, this would be a good joke for Comic X. I
Yeah,
can't remember.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
Nazim. I think we had. I was like, oh, that'd be a good
Right,
Nazim
right,
joke.
right. Yes,
And I had an
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ed Steed style thing, which was like a newspaper thing of advertisements for apartments.
Okay.
Like those listings.
Yeah.
But having them, and I know this is very tropey,
okay.
honest kind of things, but like claustrophobe's nightmare and instead of renovators, those
Got
kinds
it.
of things.
Yeah.
If you could get enough of them, like do a proper newspaper
Yeah.
page.
A bunch of 'em,
Have,
'cause-
have like,
One of my favorite Steed pages that he did like that was the Mets injury roster for 2017.
that's right. That's probably what I
So
thought of.
brilliant.
Yeah, it's very good.
If you guys Google Ed Steed Mets injury roster, it was a full page sketchbook that he did. It was amazing.
This one's kind of conceptual.
Okay.
a picture, and I don't know what it is. Fidget spinner's probably done, but
Okay.
something like, let's say it's a fidget spinner. It's just a picture of a fidget spinner, and then on the right, kind of bottom eighth or whatever, skip fad. The skip fad button.
Skip ad, skip fad.
Yeah.
So it's a, is it, okay, so.
It's just a picture with is what I thought.
Yeah. Okay, so how are you seeing it with like a matcha, like, you know
There
what I
you
mean? Because
go,
matcha,
yeah.
I know there's all, I don't know if you guys are getting this outside of America, but matcha is everywhere. It's on every menu. There's matcha bars popping up everywhere in Manhattan.
Yeah, they've been around for ages.
I know, but they're really hitting mainstream, and I'm sure that New York is getting a ton of matcha jokes. But I like the idea of
on a
maybe
scale
like
of 1 to macaroons, where are we?
I think you'll find it's macaroni.
Yeah.
Sorry to sound like Tommy Little there. But it's one of those things that matcha, as soon as you see it, you can't stop seeing it everywhere.
That's right.
Once you've seen it, you see it everywhere.
Yes.
So I like that there's maybe like a matcha ad, and it's a skip
Just the skip fad. And
That's good.
Just that font.
Yeah, I love that. That's great. That's a simple,
Psychiatrist. Lying on the couch of a psychiatrist. Yeah. I guess I'm looking for someone to tell me my opinion on Ayn Rand.
That's funny. It's very in. It's very New Yorkery.
I've got no idea what I meant to think of.
No, that's
Ayn
it. No
Rand.
one.
I don't. But everyone's mentioned
Everyone.
a lot of quotes.
Yeah. That's the other thing is, everyone has quotes, but no one knows quite what they're
No,
meant to
and then
think.
there's always something like I was saying.
That's funny.
I was mentioning. I think it came up. Ashika and I were talking about Ayn Rand, and she was like, "The fascists." It's like what? Fascists? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Actually,
No, maybe she. And then it's like, no, maybe it might be someone else. And like it's that kind of
Right.
You'd want to get that right.
yeah. That's been happening to me a lot lately. Like, I'll say a celebrity, and they'll have since, and I missed the story. They'll have
Exactly.
since been disgraced in some kind of, the pedophile.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
yeah,
No,
yeah.
the guy from radio.
Yeah.
the pedophile.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Like and I'm like, fuck, and then I'll Google it, and then sure enough, there's all these
Oh,
stories.
absolutely.
The Wikipedia is buried behind dozens of like Vulture article or whatever, about, pedestrian
always
or
the
whatever.
sign.
Yeah.
You're not like, unless you're very famous, if
Right.
you've got like a personal life section on your Wikipedia, you're fucked up. Somewhere,
totally.
there's always like
Louis never had one, and now Louis got one. It's
yeah.
heavily redacted, but yeah, interesting.
Do you click? I always go straight to death. Like
What?
if someone
1,000%.
yeah,
I always want to know how they died.
yeah.
I never even look at where they were born. I don't
I
care.
wouldn't even know.
I go straight to death.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
morbidly fascinated. Yeah, that's such a weird. It's funny you say that. I thought I was out of my mind. But
No.
turns out we're
It's a
both out of
very
my mind.
because if it's there something weird has happened, and then if it's like Smith died peacefully in his sleep at the age
Yeah.
of 78.
Yeah.
I then go, no, there's more to that. They wouldn't have that section if there wasn't.
That's
And then you're like, surrounded by what?
That reminds me of my favorite Joe Data cartoon, which is just a cemetery, and then there's a headstone that says, Samantha literally died.
That's good. That's funny.
He got in first with that one. Like, everyone, I think, was thinking, how do I make this work? And he just did it perfectly. It was
That's
funny.
very funny.
I love it.
What else have I got? I don't really like that one. I wanted to
I
talk
like
to
that
you.
you've got enough to wade through them and
No, I've
swipe
got
left
very
on them.
little this week. What I wanted to, these two things are topics that we should talk about.
Okay.
Somehow. I don't know how.
All right.
One is being tired. Everyone is tired.
Especially
everyone.
It doesn't even, not even people in their 30s anymore.
No,
Everyone.
everyone is tired. It's
Sleep
the number
deprived.
one complaint. I'm just tired. I'm fucking tired.
Yeah, that's all anyone says.
We've got to do something around it. That's a moment to be reflecting.
Definitely.
Particularly at this time of the year when everyone's really like,
End of summer.
yeah.
Yeah, everyone's just exhausted. They're like,
bottomless brunch. Yeah, I'll do it. It's only going to be sunny for... Like, this is where people
Yeah.
go a bit loopy.
I totally agree.
and and you're trying to find someone because winter's around the corner. You don't want to be alone,
What
so
do
you're
they
kind
call
of
it?
going cuffing.
Cuffing season.
Yeah.
Cuffing season. See, you told me about this. I
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah,
what
yeah.
cuffing season was because you were single in New York.
I
was never single in New York.
No, I was
You
single in New
experienced
York.
cuffing season.
I was.
Cuffed with the best of them.
I was never cuffed.
Did you get
worthy.
cuffed, or-
No.
No.
I was a bit more of a
Mate,
summer fling.
get cuffed. So the
No, I don't want to meet your husband.
the fatigue thing is definitely. Ariana Huffington is always going on about the sleep revolution, her big book that is now a movement, as it were. Because she's talking about the fact that over the last several years, exponentially, our sleep has gotten less and less and less per night, even in our 20s and 30s. It was already very bad, but now it's even worse.
Right.
And there's several factors, including alcohol, smoking, screens are the big one, obviously.
Screens are the big one.
Yeah, and also like eating in bed or like watching TV in bed, like Netflix or whatever. Like
That's
before
an
sleep.
interesting thing.
That's a big one.
That's a very interesting idea, actually, for us to think about. Is the idea of we do so much stuff in bed now.
Yeah, we do,
We
yeah.
watch television,
Especially in Manhattan,
We
yeah.
work.
Yeah.
We partly because a lot of places don't have living rooms.
Exactly. Yeah, that was my
Yeah.
that was my entire house for 2 years. It was just a bed with a bedroom next to
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
with
yeah.
with a bathroom next to it. What if it's like a couple of people on Netflix watching people sleep? Like a couple of people watching Netflix, watching people sleep on Netflix. It's just so deranged now.
Or is it someone pitching the show? Peaceful Night's Sleep is the name of the show, or
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
And they're saying this is a bit wordy, but the idea is it's just watching people sleep, and then it's aspirational.
What if it's called 8 hours sleep?
8 hours sleep.
I
It's
go,
got
it would never happen.
yeah.
It's so far fetched. You know, I would that would never happen.
What if it's a Netflix thing where it's the science fiction section? So it's like
Yeah,
8 hours
fiction, yeah.
sleep, the guy that calls you back,
That's not bad.
just all these.
We did do one like this,
We
didn't
did
we?
something similar.
It was an honest Netflix categories.
It was the it was the stages of the evening for the
Stages
people
of the
having
evening.
sex.
Yeah, and what was interesting was the editor actually put it through. It was this is one of our early works from April. Early works. What are we? In a
This is from our
gallery?
Netflix period.
It was so it was basically action anime, pretending to watch,
That was
awkward
it.
groping,
That's
clumsy
right.
couch sex. Well, I'd better get going.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
these categories that you could put into Netflix for Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
It was that was one of our first Duels Chatfields co-productions. You can see those on Instagram actually. They're still there. I've kept them. And meanwhile, your mother and I were so worried. We almost started a podcast.
That's a good joke.
It went through to the editor, but didn't get
get
up. But it's murdering on Instagram.
Oh, is it? I might put
So
something
is
up on
check it out.
Instagram this
So
week.
is she just left a group chat. 2 of your best jokes.
They were good.
They both went up, and they've already got 1,000 each.
Gotta
It's crazy.
say,
Yeah.
Ashika did a thing today, and I was so jealous of her.
What happened?
We walked out. We had some errands to run today in
Yeah.
town, and in town.
In town? What do you live in Britain? We went on the main street, on the Ramble.
In
What are you
town.
doing? Did you see the cobbler and the baker and the candlestick maker? Fucking hell.
There's a public hanging. You know, I like to go to them.
Oh, fucking Dooley loves a hanging.
So, but we got into the city, and she was like, "Oh, I've forgotten my phone." I was like, "Oh, I haven't heard someone say that for
Ecstatic.
years."
Yeah.
How jealous! I remember there was an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where Larry was like, "Oh, I left my phone at the office, or I left my phone somewhere."
Right.
And he was like, I don't have my phone with me. And everyone
Yeah.
was just so accepting of it.
Yeah.
The idea of leaving the house without my phone is just, I can't
You're
imagine
naked.
it. No, you can't, yeah.
Mark Normand used to have a bit about like leaving the house without headphones.
Oh, yeah.
Is there any worse feeling than leaving
Yeah.
the house without headphones?
Yeah,
Thoughts
yeah.
are bad.
Yeah.
It was one of those, that Larry thing, I just watched that recently, that very episode very recently. And it does date because there's a lot of references and flip phones and things. People aren't obsessed with smartphones yet.
That's right.
It's not a part of that universe he created. And
No.
it does date the earlier episodes now.
Yeah, it does,
Unlike
but it was-
Seinfeld didn't have cell phones and all the situations that they got
Could
themselves into
easily have been solved.
with cell phones.
Yeah.
And thank God there weren't cell phones back then.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
here, listen to me calling them cell phones.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, bloody hell. I should be I'd turn in my Australia card.
Well,
Did you get one Australia card? Yeah. Anyway,
an Australia card.
along with the Prime Minister every 5 minutes.
Yeah, we got a new Prime
That was
Minister.
fun, yeah. Next episode, another one. We can just start naming our episodes after the Prime Minister.
My mum
It's in office that day.
legitimately changes the smoke detector batteries when we get a new
Really?
PM.
No.
It would start off as a bit of a joke. And
But
she was
now
like,
it's
actually,
literally...
I should do that
Oh,
now.
there's been another spill.
yeah,
May as
yeah,
well.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love that,
interesting.
though. That's so funny. But it's right on, isn't it? Like, it's pretty much the same amount of time. You just we've had 5 in 5
5
years.
in 5 years.
That's insane.
That's a lot of Prime Ministers.
What's a collective noun for a bunch of PMs?
Clusterfuck.
Yes, I think so. Nice. I'll put that in Ginger Megs, shall I?
Yeah.
I bloody love that in the Daily Telly. Yeah, so this idea of you being jealous of Ashka without the cell phone.
Without the mobile phone, it was just like,
unheard of,
oh my
especially-
God, that's
And she's a millennial.
What a
I gotta,
life.
You know, not to throw her under the bus, but you
Yeah.
know, she does like her phone.
so. I'm kind of. I want to become one of these people. It's like, all right, Wednesdays I don't have a phone.
Phone monk day.
This is a thing.
You're a phone monk. No, I'm making it a thing now. There is something called a digital detox that John Mayer started doing in
Oh,
like
fuck
2010.
off. Yeah.
And it was like, put your phone in a box, you no internet, no anything, and you just, all of your triggers are reset, basically. All of your habitual triggers are
Yeah, it's
reset.
easy for John Mayer. He's got enough money. He can go on a boat.
He literally did
Yeah,
go
you
on
know
a
what I
boat.
mean. Like it's
He went on a
this,
boat.
Yeah, did he really?
Yes.
See, this is.
And then he went to Montana
yeah, you
on a
see.
ranch.
Yeah, you see these. Yeah.
These are the luxuries
Yeah.
of John Mayer. Yeah.
And that's always a good
That's
way.
so funny.
It's a
Digital
good-
detox, though. Yeah.
It's a good way to figure out how rich someone is by what their solution to it. Like if
Oh,
you've got
totally.
a problem,
Yeah.
and I had a friend of mine like he had a car that kept breaking down. It just cost him a fortune in the car, and this guy goes, "Just buy a Mercedes." Like that was a
funny.
genuine.
That's
That was
yeah.
a genuine solution to a real life problem for
Yeah.
this guy. Oh, you should just buy a Mercedes. They go forever.
Yeah. Oh, a porn star's accusing me of having slept with. Oh, just pay her off.
Just give us
160
some money.
grand should do
this
it.
This is kind of what I was thinking. Like that thing of like it shows a lot
Yeah.
of.
Yeah. I mean.
Oh, you just give them money. That's fine.
Yeah. She's threatening to go to the press. Oh, just threaten her in front of a kid. Just pay someone to threaten her in front of a kid when she's in the
Go,
car
yeah,
park.
yeah.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
going to go to the press. That's fine. Get this guy to buy it.
Give him
and we'll-
40K.
Yeah.
He'll go and do. Yeah. Yeah. There's something in that, unfortunately. Yeah. What else you got? You got anything else for this week? Or?
There's one I don't like.
Okay.
Which is this. I'll just tell you.
Okay.
But I don't like it.
Maybe we can punch it up.
Online, someone with a bunch of boxes, like Amazon boxes.
Okay.
Trying on a t-shirt or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just think, I used to have to go all the way to the store to find out that this doesn't fit.
Yeah. You want to tell you something? I used Stitch Fix this week. They just send you, they get all your measurements, and then you just click Tinder style or swipe left, right on would I wear this, would I not wear this, and then they send you a box of clothes. I'm that lazy. I won't even shop for clothes. I hate going into shops.
Oh,
I hate
me
shopping
too,
for clothes.
yeah.
I hate people
No.
hovering over me
Yeah.
saying, can I help you? I hate it.
Yeah.
So Stitch Fix, they just find your style and they just send you stuff. And all of it, I'm still so fussy that I'm like, nah. And I just put it all back in and just sent it back and didn't
Is this
buy
the
any
thing
of
where
it.
you call someone up and they kind of go, so what do you like? And you're like,
No. It's all online. There's no human interaction. I love it. You'd love it.
That's funny,
Yeah,
that idea.
Stitch
Like,
Fix,
there's
yeah.
no human interaction.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the future of retail, is Amazon and no human storefront. These storefronts are all, we've talked about this, they're just billboards for their online store.
In places like this,
In
they are,
Manhattan,
New,
for sure.
Yeah, New York, certainly.
Or to put the little mum and pop store next door out of business, like Starbucks will open next to a Village Bean or something, just to get them out.
Right.
They will lose money opening one just to get the other competition out. It's horrible.
Yeah, no, they're not nice.
What, Starbucks? Corporate America?
I
No.
like that idea of someone complaining like the only problem is the human interaction.
Yeah, no, that's my complaint.
Yeah.
I can't...
But can you apply that to like dating?
Right. If only I could date
Because we
without
don't have
the
a
human
toll
interaction.
booth anymore. You never see a toll booth where you give a guy.
Yeah. Well, Tinder was the first step. Was no longer do you have to meet in public and decide yay or nay. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
never had to buy a drink and go, yeah, okay. Now you can literally just see a photo and swipe. So that's the first non-human interaction aspect of dating. The second is the messaging back and forth. There's no more phone calls. There's no more oh, hey, so do you have any brothers or sisters? None of that stuff. It's all just text. It's all just emojis. So
Yeah.
that's stage 2 out. There's no more human interaction, face to face. And then the third part is if you really want to get all of the preamble's been done. So there's no meeting and discovering, having any little serendipitous discoveries. Oh, you went to OSU as well. Oh, that's interesting. Like, none of that.
Right.
Everything's out on the table. Let's just take our pants off. That's pretty much where we're at now.
Yeah, we have kind of made that a bit too efficient.
We've
haven't we?
circumvented all of the nice and admittedly some of the bad discoveries of human interaction. It's very robotic. Then again, part of me goes, fucking great, you know. Although I'm married, so it doesn't matter.
Just a little caveat.
Yeah, just throw that in as a footnote, darling.
What? Now, what have you got? Yeah, I don't think there's anything in the online shopping joke.
Don't throw it out yet, because there might be something we can map onto it later.
Yeah.
Right? So, it's been a hell of a week. It was Orange Tuesday. Well, yeah, Manafort and Cohen both
flipped. Yeah.
They're singing like birds. I think, what was it? It was John...
Mayer lost his phone. Stopped using his phone on Wednesdays. Righto, John.
Oh, my God. There were people getting their security clearances revoked. It was a whole thing. It's like it's the slippery slope.
Oh, I feel it is as well. I feel
Yeah.
like it's
really starting
gone
to turn.
point of critical mass.
I think so.
It's interesting the way he's been talking about, this is President Trump, has been talking about security clearances
Yeah.
like they're worth money.
Oh, yeah, like a taxi cab medallion.
He's often, like a medallion. He's
Right.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Like they're very powerful. It's a good thing to have.
Yeah, because Ivanka's still got one, and Jared Kushner still got one. Yet the previous head of the CIA, no, John's not allowed to have one. No, wait, what? Why? We need his help. We need him to advise us on things. No.
My weak-chinned son-in-law will know what to do.
Yeah, exactly. I'll ask Jared. I'll ask a boy called Jared for help. So there's a lot of weird shit happening. And then, I don't know if you saw this yesterday, there was a photo op that Trump went to a primary school, an elementary school. And the photo op was him sitting with the kids colouring in the American flag.
Great.
And
this is what we call in the business a layup.
it's a
You
layup.
Can't fuck this
you can't
up.
fuck this up. But our president, he will challenge you on this. He's started out. He's done one line of the flag, one of the stripes, red,
and
with crayons.
the Star Spangled
text.
Banner.
Star Spangled. Well, it's
Old
not
Faithful,
Old
Old
Faithful,
Glory.
Old Glory, and the flag that he seems to think people keep disrespecting
we can't
when they
disrespect
kneel.
the flag, and I'm sure he wouldn't have because he's the president. Why
No,
would
he's the president. Why would he disrespect the flag?
wouldn't
He must
disrespect
know it back to front. I mean, it's on a lapel pin at all times for his reference.
Yeah.
Then he starts
It's
colouring.
also 2 colours and negative space. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest. It's not exactly the LGBTQ flag. Let's be honest, all right? So,
Cerise comes after Violet.
but no, and one might think he thought it was the LGBTQ because he's then done the next stripe blue.
Good.
He's coloured in the flag the wrong effing colour. Check my Twitter. It's
That's
insane.
fantastic.
This is a fucking layup, and he fucked it up. And here's the thing. He is looking over and copying one of the other kids' work as well.
Well, that's
and he
an
still
issue.
ruined it.
That's great.
So here's a president who... And so on the back of everything that happened this week, I thought, wouldn't it be great to have some of those paper colouring in, you can print them out, colouring in placemats. It's more of a shout, but bear with me. Fully fledged shout that I need help with.
Right.
So it's a colouring in page with just the flag, the American flag, and then hint, it's not the LGBTQ flag. and it's 2 colours. Colour code, just a colour code. And then the next one is a maze. Get Manafort out of prison. It's like a tunnel maze.
Yeah.
And then the next one is sing along with Cohen. We sing
that's
along
a
with
good
Cohen,
idea.
sing along. And then there's a word jumble, and it's just all of the shit that he says. Like find the words, like a crossword kind of thing. And there's just all the words like witch hunt, lock her up, all that sort of
That's
stuff.
nice.
But just like one after the other, because they're like these fun pages you get at like Quiznos. The kids get the placemat with, here's some crayon colouring in stuff for your kids. Little maze and a crossword and maybe hangman, maybe Muller. It's guess this famous, the investigator, and it's M space L space R, and it's like a hangman.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the hangman looks remarkably like Trump.
Is it like a McDonald's Happy Meal
That's
box?
exactly what I'm thinking. It's
Yeah.
that style of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
fun
yeah.
kids
Yeah, yeah.
activity, but it's all those little things. Just like, and they're all just like goofy looking, big happy face, you know.
Yeah.
Try and get Cohen out of the
Yeah.
like digging out of prison kind of thing. Like, you know, the tunnels.
Yeah.
But then there's like a bomb, and then there's like a raptor skeleton, and there's like
Yeah.
you know, like in Mad, there were
Yeah.
always those things.
The
And he-
Simpsons do
yeah,
that well
yeah,
as
I
well.
love
yeah.
that. And like there's like a Native American burial ground. Yeah, so I don't know. There's something there.
I think there's something there. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
funny.
I'd like to pitch it as a shout like tonight, so
Yeah.
that we can get it in.
Yeah.
pretty soon.
That's a good. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it something just like the way it's framed is like these are the placemats for state dinners now, or
Oh,
like
Trump Steaks for Trump Steakhouse.
Trump Steakhouse.
By the way, on the weekend, I go, "What the fuck is a bloomin' onion?" Because I get really angry about Outback Steakhouse in
Sure.
my act. I'm like, "Outback Steakhouse," which, by the way, go fuck yourself. And they're like, "Ah!" And then I go, "What the fuck is a bloomin' onion?" And this guy goes, "Breakfast." I'm like,
That's good.
Stop!
That's
You're killing
good.
me.
That's good.
America, you're killing me. All right, so that's my first one. It's kind of a full shout, and I reckon just pitch it as a shout.
Yeah, I like that.
If you can punch it up, we can work on it. The next one is it's a guy in an airplane, and I know airplane humor is a little bit hack with stand-up, but bear with me. We've already done an airplane gag, which was the you may now turn on your electronic devices and
That's
see what
right.
is said now. That
Yeah.
one was I think in May or something. It's an air hostess. You call them air hostesses? You call them flight attendants now.
I call them people, Jason.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
No,
Flight
yeah,
attendant
Flight attendant.
telling a passenger to clearly turn off his phone or put it into airplane mode. And the belligerent passenger sitting on the tarmac, and everyone's clearly sort of frustrated. They've clearly been sitting there for a while.
Yeah.
Like another guy looking at his watch. And he's saying, "I'll put my phone in airplane mode when you put this airplane into airplane mode."
Oh, I like that.
Like an angry,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
like a cantankerous kind of, we've been sitting here. I will put my phone into airplane mode. Because you know they always say put it into airplane mode.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you put this airplane into airplane mode. It's still called airplane mode, right? That's across the board. Apple.
It is.
And
Yeah,
Android
it is.
and-
No, everyone knows what that is.
Okay. Is it too wordy?
It's too wordy.
Should I say I'll put my phone in airplane mode when you put this plane into airplane mode instead of airplane into airplane mode? I think maybe that works better when you put this plane into airplane mode, because I think that shortens it and it also gives a nice little punch to airplane mode at the end. You always put the funniest part at the end of the sentence.
Yeah.
I'll put my phone in airplane mode when you put this plane into airplane mode.
Yeah. It's not in, so it's got to be in. Like in.
Yeah, you're right.
in.
I'll put my
Just
phone in airplane
It's
mode
got to
when you
have
put
the
this plane
It's
in
got to be the
in airplane. You're right. Yep. I will edit the living hell out of this gag.
I'll put my phone in airplane mode when you put this plane
in airplane mode.
Yeah.
I think that's better. I think
better.
that reads
Yeah,
nicer.
yeah.
Yeah. Nice. I think that makes a lot. Yeah, that makes a bigger difference.
Because I was trying to think of other angles, but I think that's the best. Like the other angle
Yeah.
being like, and we're just about to go into airplane mode or whatever.
Yeah.
Is there something in the idea of someone apologizing? Sorry, I was in airplane mode. Like,
Oh, that's not bad.
it's a different joke, like a completely
Waking
separate.
up, mate. When you were waking, yeah, like because when you have a nap, I'm going to put my body into airplane mode.
Oh, you put it
Yeah,
into
but-
sleep mode.
Yeah, no, that's a little. I
Yeah,
feel like-
but I mean that's kind of
yeah,
the more.
yeah. No, sorry,
yeah.
I wasn't saying that to you, by the way. I was just saying that I've heard it, and
It's not a good. Yeah.
There's another way around to.
Yeah. No.
to
Absolutely.
get there. Yeah, definitely. There's definitely something there. There's definitely something in the idea.
That one you've got there is that's a joke, but the
Okay.
idea of a human being in airplane mode, like.
Yeah. Something, airplane mode. Oh, what if airplane mode is when a person breaks out into sweats, they get irrationally angry, they get like their skin just goes like, they get the runny nose, they get like cramped up. You know when you're on an airplane, everything about flying sucks in America. You eat crappy food, it screws with your stomach, your immune system goes into overdrive, you're tired. That's your body in airplane mode.
Oh, that's
That's
interesting.
airplane mode.
Yeah.
I really just want to get out of airplane mode. You know what I mean? Because airplane mode you're completely the same. It's horrible. I've got to fly in about a week. I get to go to Amsterdam for my birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Meeting the mum and stepdad there. And I have to go through Reykjavik in Iceland.
Yeah.
And
You flying Saga class?
Saga class? What's
That's
Saga
the first
class?
class in Iceland.
Oh,
Air.
no. I didn't
Do the
even-
upgrade thing.
Okay, yeah.
I've done it a few times. It's
Booked it
good.
on the card, so maybe I can get an upgrade.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, no, you just bid on an upgrade. Just
Oh,
spend
okay,
the
good.
extra money. It's
Great.
worth it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's a long flight. They're both long flights.
5 or
but-
6 hours.
Yeah. When I say long, it doesn't
It's
mean...
not a long flight.
Nothing for an Australian is a long
No,
flight.
exactly.
Because we do 14 and a half hours to LA from Sydney, so it's like,
Yeah.
nothing's long.
No.
Yeah. I just feel like in my brain, I'm building it up to be more than it is. It's a couple of episodes of Grey's Anatomy and a sleeping pill. Okay, so that's the airplane mode one. I don't want to go on about
Wait,
too much.
I thought of
Yeah.
it. So airplane.
Airplane mode, body in airplane mode. Maybe that's what, like, you know when you keep asking people...
So, yeah, actually, no, that was the joke.
What?
It's more of it's not even a stand-up line, but someone that just goes to a wedding and then not the dinner afterwards is in airplane mode because they got no reception.
That's so goofy. I like that, though. That's so funny. Why didn't he show up? Because he had no reception. I'm here all week, ladies and gentlemen. Try the fish. That's great.
Oh, this was the joke. This
Okay.
was one that I had
What's
that I
the
forgot.
joke? Okay.
Someone eating at a restaurant in Manhattan.
Yeah.
That's like a locavore restaurant, like local food only.
Sure.
And them going, how local is the fish?
That's fun. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
How local?
Yeah, how
is the
local's
fish?
the fish? Because
That's
I don't
good.
want it if it's too local.
Yeah, I want it to be a little bit
yeah,
exotic.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind the fish being from out of town.
What if it's two stores next to each other again? It's the local fish and from out of town fish.
Out of town
Out of
fish.
town fish. Like
Locally sourced. Oh, yeah, the locally sourced.
Sourced from literally anywhere else.
Yeah. No, I do like, because we were like,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
went out and had some fish today and we're,
How local is the
yeah,
trout?
they're like, this is really local stuff. I'm like, I don't want a fucking local
Yeah,
fish.
I don't want a fish from
I
the
don't
Hudson.
want a fish from the East River.
You know, my landlord for 20 years...
swam in the East River?
No, he
I met some
fished-
guys that used to swim
Oh,
in the
yeah,
East
the
River.
polar bear.
Yeah, the polar. No,
what do
yeah.
you call them? Something else. They called the something. They do in the freezing river. They do
No,
it
no,
every-
just they would go swimming there when it was
That's
hot.
horrible.
Like
That's
it's
how
fun.
they get
Yeah.
AIDS. Anyway, he used to fish out of the East River for his dinner every day, and then cook it indoors. Like he didn't have a stove or anything. He'd make a fire indoors, crack a window.
What?
He was a
this
squatter.
person?
They were squatting in my building for 20 years. It was a squat. There was no power. They ran water up from the hydrant down on the street, up 5 flights of stairs. They built an extra level onto it out of, like, totally illegally.
God
Yeah.
almighty.
He used to catch his fish out of the East River and eat it. That was his whole diet.
Disgusting.
And he's still alive, miraculously.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. New Yorkers. They're tough.
So back. Sorry, I
Yeah.
kind of hijacked your ideas.
No, that's fine. I had another little one. Maybe it's a daily. I'm not sure, but it's all of the people who have since been either indicted or charged or everything, and it's just a whole behind bars, like a few cells next to each other, and they're all just holding the bars, but they're all saying lock her up. It's just like, there's still, because he still went on a campaign rally the day after they both got
Yeah.
charged, and they were all chanting at this rally, lock her up, and he's like, ooh, sensitive topic right now.
Yeah.
But they're still going about the emails, lock her up.
That's pretty funny.
Just them go, look her up. It's like, guys,
Yeah.
pot kettle. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
so many white Republicans are now behind bars. And he said, he even went out. He went, if you want a good lawyer, I don't recommend you use Cohen. Oh, really? The guy you used for 10 years?
Well, that was
You
an idea
idiot.
that we had, was like
Oh, that's right. You pitched this week. Yeah.
him being like,
What was it you said?
like undermining, like you can't. They're not trustworthy. I know because they worked for me.
Yeah.
Like that's
I
how
wouldn't
you can,
trust
I wouldn't
him.
trust him. He worked for me.
He worked for me. Yeah. It's like I wouldn't trust him as far as I can throw. I wouldn't trust him. He worked for me. That's the worst indictment of anyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. There was something there. Maybe
I
that's a little
do.
bit
I do
hacky
like
or-
that.
I don't know.
It's definitely a daily.
Yeah, I think so. Because any of the political stuff doesn't make it into the mag, really into the mag. So here's a silly one. I had to buy some mouse traps this week.
What if it's them going? We were saying her. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
it's a bit
better.
more.
Look, her.
Yeah, her.
That's not bad. I'm going to pitch it that way. And then, yeah, that's good. I like that. I prefer that. We said her.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good.
like that's the only reason they're there.
Yeah.
It was a syntax
guys
error.
made a
No,
mistake.
you made the mistake. We were saying
Oh, we said
her,
look,
not
her.
us.
Oh, we thought you said us. I misheard you.
I love that Frank Spencer runs this prison.
Oh, I've done a whoopsie. Oh, boy. I feel like am I aping someone's act right now? Bev. Anyway, here's a store shelf, right? And it's I had to go buy some mouse traps this week.
Oh, that's
We've got a mouse. We've got a little mouse, and he's a real
God,
he's
they're
a confident
crafty.
fucker.
Yeah.
And he can't. I was sitting taking a morning dump, and he just walked in on me.
Didn't have to tell me that.
Looked
you could
at
have just
me
said I was
and
in the
then
bathroom.
scurried away.
Yeah.
No. I want you to get a real image of that. I couldn't get up
This
and
is-
chase after him.
Right.
He
I
looks at me.
understand.
He goes, "I know you can't get up," and then he just ran away.
Sure.
And I've set mouse traps, the kind where you can let them go peacefully in the garden, not the ones where they snap their skull.
So they come back.
Well, okay, sure.
Yeah.
You're
I mean,
that-
that's what you're doing.
You're that. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. You're that guy. You're the. What are you doing? Just kill him. Hey, take him out for a drive.
No,
Yeah.
I'm.
He sleeps with the fishes.
No, I'm more the pay someone to kill them
Oh yeah. Okay.
because I'm not. Mm-hmm. I'm not a man.
You're not a man.
No.
No.
I couldn't kill a mammal.
Yeah,
if it's got lungs, I can't kill it.
Okay. Interesting.
And
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I mean, that's why I got the humane mousetrap, so I didn't have to see blood and guts and murder a mammal.
It's
But
humane for you.
humane for me.
It's like
not
you.
for him. He's
Yeah,
stuck.
you don't give a fuck.
Nah, not
Yeah.
really.
What if it's claustrophobic?
It's the idea, and this is so. Now that I look at it, I wrote it while I was in the Dwayne Reed, and I thought, oh, this could be something. But the more I look at it, the more it seems like an old Gary Larson cartoon.
Nothing
That's
wrong
my
with
whole
that.
life. That's my
Nothing
whole
wrong with
life.
that.
It's just a store shelf.
It's like someone going, oh, it reminds me a bit of the Beatles. What? This is a bad thing in music now. We don't want that.
Now, and it's a very New York thing. So this is why I thought it might work.
Yeah.
Because if you guys don't know, that in New York, bodegas some of them have cats. They're called bodega cats. You can go on Instagram, the bodega cats of Instagram, and they're kind of like the mascots of the different bodegas as well.
And there's forever. You know how I really love a once a year story. You
Oh,
know the
yeah.
stories that happen once a year.
It's always a bodega cat.
Pizza guy drives car into swimming pool at the
Yeah.
backyard and
Totally.
things like that. Bodega cat. There's always
Always.
some health inspector comes in and goes, "You got to get rid of the cat," and then the neighborhood goes bananas.
Yeah.
And reinstates the cat.
Right.
Yeah.
So the idea is it's a shelf in a bodega with all these sort of household, super glue and hammer nails and all this sort of stuff, and then where the mouse traps, it says mouse traps on the hook, but
Yeah.
there's no mouse traps there. But the bodega cat's clearly just like stuffing them behind him and like trying to sit on them and trying to like hide them,
Oh,
because then
yeah.
he's completely
Yeah,
redundant.
yeah.
So they're like, oh, there's never any mouse traps in this bodega. And it's just him just like clearly going, don't look, no. Just, he's just trying to hide. Clearly he's trying to sit on a pile of them.
Yeah.
Or someone doing a stock take maybe.
Well,
Did we sell all the mouse traps again?
Yeah.
It's that kind of situation.
Or is it the cat's ordering in, like, why do we keep ordering these fish, like, or whatever? Like the cat is starting to make orders to the.
Cat on the internet ordering its food, yeah. There's something in, like, the bodega cat really is the one who runs the bodega.
Yeah.
There is something in that.
Yeah.
They're the boss, really. In Inwood, when I was living up in Inwood, the bodega cats really ran the show. They were the star. They literally jumped up on the counter as you were paying and sort of bent in to get you to pat it. Like it would angle and go on, give it a pat, come on. They have no shame. They're
Yeah,
not scared of people.
I don't like cats.
It's creepy. They're
Yeah,
really
yeah.
a different breed of cat.
Yeah.
They're just so.
No, I just don't like cats.
You don't.
full
I know you
stop.
don't seem like a cat person. I love a
No.
dog. Love a
Yeah.
dog. I did have a cat for 14 years.
That's a
a long
long
stint.
time.
Yeah, but I had a dog for 14 years as well. So
That's also a long time.
it's also you get less for murder.
Yeah.
You really don't. Okay, so there's something in the cat and the bodega trying to hide the. I don't know. It's a little.
I think bodega cats is that. I think that idea is really nice, but I feel it's just it's too clever. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, it's a bit.
I think, yeah.
I love the bodega cat. Like,
Right. Well, I just wanted it to be like more than one step. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
absolutely.
So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have to
yeah.
figure it out a little bit. Here's a goofy one that you'll hate. I
Go
always
on.
throw one in that you'll hate.
go on.
It's a bee walking into a hive. Honey, I'm home. You can't even hide your disdain for that one.
It's so funny. I think that's so funny.
It's so and he's got a little briefcase, a little hat that he takes off and puts on a
Yeah.
on a hook. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I haven't fulfilled my promise from last week of writing 10 toga party jokes. I
I didn't
promise
write
I'll do
a
it next
single
week.
toga party joke.
Yeah, we did get a suggestion from some.
Oh, is this a seamless? Is this the seamless entrance into?
correct.
Yeah.
into
Okay.
The audience suggestion.
Audience suggestion.
Thank you for sending them in.
proudly sponsored by Rolex watches.
You really want to roll
I
it,
do.
don't you?
Yeah.
Love it. Someone called Andre Kamenzind. No one who listens to this show has an easily pronounceable name. Andre Kamenzind. He said, toga tips? No, bros and togas. I don't know what either of those things mean, but he's said bros and togas. BROS and togas. Am I missing something?
I'm not sure. We are. I'm not sure
but-
what it is though.
Sure, that's kind of
So
what
I'm-
I
I'm-
never reply to these with like, can you expand? Like
I'm very hesitant to be like, I never like slag something off anymore because I know it's a reference that I don't get, and I look like, you end up
Right.
looking. Well, you don't know Trippie Redd? What? No, of course not.
right.
I was making a Beatles reference 5 minutes ago. I don't know what a Takeshi 6ix9ine is. I don't get it.
So I don't know. This next one comes from Dino.
Dino.
Do you know Dean Thomas from radio back in Melbourne, ex-Perth guy? Anyway, he's clearly finished an Eagles game and got a bit high, and then he sent us that one. Do you want to read that one out?
A crumbling Trump Tower barely standard, being structurally supported by a cast of team player construction workers.
Then underneath, what's he's got?
Oh, you just wrote just
hashtag just had a joint.
Had a joint.
Uh,
And you wrote ha 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 nice, even though it
Yeah.
makes no sense whatsoever.
Dino got high and had an idea.
You're like a hot girl who's left the DMs on Instagram open.
Lol.
You're like, oh.
No, I mean, there's something because team players. You know how he's always saying he always wants everyone's loyalty. He keeps saying these team players are what he expects of his cabinet. You know, team players.
right,
Because
right.
when Amorosa left, he kept on saying, "Oh, I want you got to be a team player in my administration."
I think it's too obscure as a
yeah,
reference.
okay, and yeah, because
Would be my knock on that joke.
yeah, right. Because it's
Don't you think?
I honestly I knew the reference because I forensically read the news. It must
See,
have
that's
come
the
up.
thing. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
If it's too esoteric, then
If you were to go, okay, you've got to do
Yeah.
your one sentence Trump
yeah,
impression. Team player would be maybe in your 30 sentence Trump impression.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? It's not like when it's build the wall, lock her up,
Yeah.
be a team player doesn't kind of fit into that.
right.
For me.
Yeah, no, for sure. Next one comes from Sployd Void. G'day, Chatto and Duels. Sam here. He goes, loving the pod. It's my go-to podcast for Scotch Bath Sundays. Good on you, mate. What a legend. When you're sitting in your Scotch bath on a Sunday, it's a perfect podcast to
You're
to
having a
listen to.
bath while drinking a scotch. Every time I hear this, I always think that sounds disgusting.
No, it's Scotch Bath Sunday.
yeah, no, but
Get
to
in the bath,
sit in a bath
get
with
yourself
full
a
of scotch.
read a magazine, or listen to this very
That
pod.
does sound like a very pleasant.
It's very pleasant.
Aren't you too tall for a bath?
You'd be
I'm too tall.
amazed. I actually can bend my knees to the point where I'm pseudo comfortable.
Airplane mode.
Airplane mode, bathtub mode. He said this one might have been done before, and
It's always the sign of a good joke.
Is it though?
Where you're like, oh, I think this has been done before. Because if it has been, it was a good joke.
sure.
And if it hasn't, you've thought of a good joke.
Yeah, get ready to eat those words. Here's a
Okay.
honestly, okay. So there's a guy running on a treadmill,
Yeah,
ankles and wrists handcuffed.
sure.
Next to him is a prison guard watching him running. The caption is, exercising constraint. Is there something in this?
Oh.
All right, let's break this down. It's a prisoner, presumably on a treadmill. Let's make him a prisoner, even if he's not. Even if he's in fitness gear, but he's chained up, hands handcuffed, legs, exercising constraint. It's just really a pun, is what he's doing here. Is it a thing? Is there something in this? We need
Yeah.
a sound effect.
The-
we need a button.
Yeah,
Wah.
I'm not sure about that joke. There is something inherently funny. I'm sure it's been done before.
Okay.
The idea of a criminal running on a treadmill and then on a treadmill placed behind a policeman running on a treadmill, as if they're chasing, which I'm sure has been done.
Okay.
That's kind of, to me, kind of interesting. The idea of no matter what situation they're in,
yeah.
we're going to revert to these roles.
Right.
And mine is running away from you, mine's chasing.
right,
Like cats versus, like cats and dogs kind of thing.
Okay.
But it is just a kind of a, it's like a mind the gap sign on the Grand Canyon. It's just
Right.
like saying
Yeah.
in a different situation.
Sure.
It's not.
The last
And also,
one,
exercising constraint isn't a
I mean,
term
it's-
I'm familiar with.
Well, it is a term. It's
I
definitely
know,
a term,
but it's not like
it's not like
exercise. You exercise restraint.
I think.
More
Oh, well, then
commonly.
it's exercising restraints.
Exercising restraints.
It's tough. You're making it tough this week, guys.
I mean, look, if you had Satan at the front of a calisthenics class, doing jumping jacks with a whole bunch of demons,
Sure.
exercising demons.
Yeah, but
Which
that's that's been done.
It's been done a million times,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's kind of
That's a very first year kind of joke.
yeah, it is, isn't it?
First year as a cartoonist kind of joke.
Yeah.
All right, one last one because we've got to go.
That's funny. I want to hear more of those.
No.
What is it?
Dude, I'll pull them out. I actually kept every cartoon all the way back to 2000.
And
18
when you
years
do
of
it, you're like,
cartoons.
oh my god, how did I? Oh, I'm
My
such a
favourite one-
genius.
I did. I thought
Yeah,
I
yes,
was.
yeah.
My favorite one is John Howard with a hair crimper,
There you go.
crimping a shotgun, gun crimping. There you go.
Gun crimping.
Yeah, back in '97 after the Port Arthur massacre.
Yeah,
there was
no,
gun
gun
crimping.
control.
So a crimper is a hair crimper gives you a perm,
No, I know that.
and he's crimping a gun.
Yeah, but what's the? I don't understand.
You've detailed precisely why it's no good. Sorry. I'm gonna show it to you, and you're gonna go, "What does that even fucking mean?" It's not even a political cartoon.
Nothing.
It's nothing.
It's closer to a that would maybe go well on hairdresser Twitter.
Hairdresser Twitter. That's very funny. Also, we reserve the right to arm bears. See, this is
Oh, and that's a bear holding
it's a bear
gun.
holding a gun because of course it is.
Bare arms.
It's really
Yeah.
bad. And Dr. Picasso's plastic surgery office. You too, huh? I mean, this is terrible
It's quite a
stuff.
John Davis.
John Davis? Jim Davis?
Jim Davis
from Garfield.
John Arbuckle was the
John
protagonist.
Arbuckle. Yeah. You're
Was he the
actually quite right.
protagonist or was
I'd say-
Garfield the protagonist?
That's a
Considering it's only thoughts.
It
and
is
I
only
always
thoughts,
imagine it's the
yeah.
thoughts that John is projecting onto the cat.
I think you're right. Yeah. Do you remember that typewriter from Sesame Street? The noony noony noo.
Vaguely.
Little Sister Mary.
System error, Noonie.
It's not
We're
bad
getting
for an
better.
idiot. Anyway.
It's getting better. As we go through, they're getting
very
better.
gradually. All right, lucky last one because we've got to go. It's from Phil Valentine. Hey, pal, I got a cartoon idea. Who knows if it's usable, but I got to throw it at you. There's no tagline, so I don't know if that's the end of all. So I have no idea how this could be used. Anywho, thanks.
This sounds like someone. This unfinished idea is driving me mad.
Here you have
It's
it.
now your problem.
It's now your problem.
Yeah.
It'll be a grocery shelf with 3 sections.
Yeah.
Carrots, baby carrots, and shredded carrots. So the carrots would just be regular bunches of carrots. Baby carrots would be a section of carrots in cribs, crawling, etc. And then in the shredded carrots section, it'd be set up like a gym. Carrots doing curls, biceps, big benching, doing deadlifts. He goes, I don't know, got to throw it out there. So I don't know.
The
Something in-
order's wrong.
so it should
If
be
you're going
baby
baby
carrots,
carrots,
something
then
shredded
carrots, maybe.
Yeah. Shredded. Yeah, I mean shredded carrot.
But again, it's not a really familiar.
No. It's more of a shredded carrots or something. He's clearly. I know what you've done here, Phil. You've done my bodega thing. You've been in the shops. You thought
Seen a thing.
could be something here.
Yeah.
And then you've texted me
Is there,
immediately,
is there something
which I very much appreciate.
in the idea of this is very dark, and we probably couldn't do it, but
Yeah.
like a bag of baby carrots, it says "Do not shake."
Oh my god, Scott, that's amazing, dude. I'm drawing it. That's really
That's
funny.
not a good joke.
That's a John Callahan joke.
But what about like?
That's funny.
It's dark.
Sure. I wonder how many Baby Carrots cartoons do you think have been done?
We talked
in
about
history?
baby carrots last week.
Did we?
With the hummus joke, or maybe it was the week before last.
Oh, we did. You know, that almost got up too.
Yeah, that was
The
a good joke.
carrot
I
joke,
think that
hummus,
deserved a
chasing the
crack.
carrot.
I like the idea when it comes to baby stuff, and again, it's quite dark. This kind of
Sure.
angle,
Yeah.
but the idea of applying it to like there's carrots, there's baby carrots, and then there's like third trimester carrots, like
Oh my god.
in utero carrots.
In utero carrots. That's terrible.
Like,
I love
and
it.
people protesting people that eat them.
Carrots are people too.
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
Carrot murder.
Right to life, carrot
murder.
lovers.
Oh my god. See, I can't find any baby carrot cartoons. I thought there'd be dozens.
Are we going to become the baby carrot guys?
Maybe that's the new name of the podcast. But the Baby Carrot Guys.
The baby carrots sounds like a band, like a kids band that never
Right.
really made it.
Right.
We're going to open for the Wiggles. Oh, they cancelled because High Five could do it. You know,
Something about the baby
you know,
carrots.
a big scandal in my friendship group because I've got a number of friends that have kids.
Yeah.
Is that the two of the members of High Five were married
Oh.
and then they broke up.
No. We're getting into these boy band and band scandals again.
But it's High Five. It's a kids group.
I guess.
And
yeah.
this is like the second or third generation. You know, they just refresh them.
Yes, they do, don't they? They
Like
just
Logan's around. Fuck off.
like it's like
That's
great.
gonna be a tough
it's like
conversation.
Grey's Anatomy.
Sorry, Tiffy. You're too old now.
Oh, that's brutal. Ugh.
And the idea that kids would know the difference between a 28-year-old.
No, especially if they dress them the same. The new one
They're
exactly
all in
the same.
skivvy. They're all in.
Is it all it's like the Wiggles? Like you never know if
No,
Jeff.
there's a new group of Wiggles.
Oh, there are.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, when you make $20 million in a year,
That's
you mean-
why I get that. It's
Yeah.
because, like, yeah.
May as well
what?
bail. What are
Yeah.
you going to do? Keep jumping around with, Captain Feathersword?
Hot potato.
Hot potato. See, we know. That's the thing, though. We know the songs.
children,
Big Red
yeah.
Car.
Yeah.
You know.
Wake up, Jeff. I mean,
Okay.
that's the classic.
That's the classic. Wake Up Jeff.
What do you open with?
What do
Do you
open
close with Wake Up, Jeff?
I think you close with Big Red Car, don't you? That's a big one.
That's a hit.
That is a hit.
Yeah.
You got to imagine how much money they made on Big Red Car, the Wiggles, an Australian supergroup. I'll have you know.
Yeah.
With Big Red Car, Chugga Chugga. Yep.
How do you know this?
I don't know. It's buried in my subconscious from living. I got a niece and a nephew,
Oh,
so
there
they
you
always
go.
had
No,
that
that
on in the
makes
background.
sense. Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I wasn't watching it, but it just buries itself. It burrows in your ear, and then all of a sudden you have all the lyrics to, some dog dancing around.
Yeah. And don't try to make out like you're a genius because it's meant for 3-year-olds to remember. Like, don't be like, oh, yeah, it was just on in the background and my photographic memory. Teddy Roosevelt claimed to have a photographic memory and people are like, nah.
Nah.
like, there are moments
At
where...
best, it's a disposable camera.
Yeah.
That's not yeah.
Have you've been in the Natural History Museum?
Yeah.
Where there's all this Roosevelt stuff
Mm.
because his father was on the board.
Oh.
And he was right into natural history and stuff like that.
for sure. Benefactor.
But you know what he used to do when he was a kid?
Mm.
He'd go there with specimens.
No.
Specimens
Specimens.
that he had gotten himself.
No.
And it was like, Teddy, you just killed a squirrel.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Oh, he just wanted to play along.
Well,
He
wasn't
wanted to be
even-
a-
But think about
Ugh.
this. And the steps.
Brought a bodega cat in.
The steps of this
Mm.
for a serial killer.
Yeah.
Animals. Every one of them. Starts off
It's
killing
always
animals.
you kill an animal first.
Animals.
And then it gets to a bigger animal.
And then it gets to a bigger animal.
Yeah.
That's right. And it's like,
It's
yeah,
a
he was doing
wolf.
vivisection on a wolf.
Yeah.
What? How old was he? He was 12. We thought it was normal. Nah.
Punched a dolphin in the head.
Yeah,
All
that
right,
kind of shit.
serial
Yeah.
killer.
He was banned from the aquarium.
Banned from SeaWorld for punching a dolphin in the face.
And then there's like, his aunt went missing.
Yeah.
I mean, no one could prove anything. And then 30 nurses. Like, that's and like Roosevelt, I
It was
think.
a week after a dog went missing.
Yeah. A dog,
right.
yeah. It was weird.
You've been listening to too many true crime
I know,
podcasts, mate.
I have been.
It's talk about deeply buried in your subconscious.
Yeah.
Jeez, you'll be deeply buried. Speaking of deeply buried, you're going to be deeply buried in 6 feet under if you don't take the... you've got a wedding planner call, I understand.
I do.
And I understand you dragging this out even longer because there's nothing worse than a wedding planner call.
That's all right.
But I do...
Did you have a wedding planner?
Yeah. If you count Sophie going into the venue on her lunch break, picking menu items at a cigar bar, and then putting a deposit down, then yeah, we had a wedding planner.
I don't count that.
Okay, then no.
What
is
did
the
you
answer.
pay her?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I paid her in cigars.
Is that a euphemism?
Oh, Jesus. What are you, fucking Rodney Dangerfield? Paid her in cigars.
Yeah.
They're all week, folks.
Right. Hey, you're about to go and do the cellar.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to go to a spot at the Comedy Cellar.
That's amazing.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I can say, but yeah, I'm doing the late show
You're doing
tonight.
the show at the cellar. That's great.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I might be banned.
Also, you've got your dates. I'm
Yeah,
doing.
I've
I've
got
got
dates.
some gigs booked for September.
Great.
In the
What do you
New
got? What
York
do you got?
City, doing UCB.
Nice.
And
Great.
then some, that's the places. I'm not good like you, so I can't
not
do.
good.
I
I'm not
can't do
good.
these real gigs. I've got to live in this fantasy world where it's like Union Hall and it's like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a bunch of like.
Packed
It's art. And I get up.
Captive audience
Yeah,
in a theatre for 20 minutes.
And I get up. I'm like, I mean, how woke is too woke?
That's the episode title, my friends. How woke is too woke. Thank you for sending in your suggestions. My dates are on jasonchatfieldcomedy.com. If you want to come and see me do stand-up, how about you?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Just follow
look
Scott
at
on
my
Twitter.
Twitter.
Scott Dools.
Yeah,
You-
and then afterwards I'll be like, "That was fun gig," and that
then
was the
people
one
go,
you just missed.
Why didn't you say where you were going to be?
But people, if you message me on Facebook, I write back to Facebook
Oh,
messages.
really?
Because it
Jeez.
happens so rarely, and it's
Oh,
generally
I see.
people like, "I'm in New York. Are you going to be performing?" I'm
Yeah,
like,
okay.
"No."
Right.
But now I'll be like, "Yeah,"
Oh, cool. Well, that's good.
and then that's all the information.
I'm glad you're back in. You're diving straight back in,
Yeah,
which
we'll
is great.
see. We'll see.
All
It
right.
should be fun.
Yeah.
Break a leg tonight.
Thanks. Good luck with the wedding planner. Break a leg. See ya.